My life is currently at risk, but I can't continue to allow this abuse to negatively affect me or the community any longer.
Confidential presidential grade briefing, Florida real estate market vulnerabilities and national security concerns. Prepared for high-level stakeholders in the U.S. government, Florida leadership and real estate market influencers. Topic: Systemic risks in Florida's real estate market, alleged exploitation of trust laws, and the strategic role of foreign influence via CCP-Connected entities. Date: January 9th, 2025. Executive Summary. Florida's real estate market is a cornerstone of the U.S. economy, contributing significantly to national GDP and housing stability. However, I've identified systemic vulnerabilities in the state's outdated property recording and trust management laws that leave it open to exploitation. These include allegations of fraud and manipulation by domestic actors with connections to foreign entities, specifically those tied to the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, through corporate ownership structures. This creates an urgent need for reform and oversight. This briefing highlights the systemic weaknesses in Florida's real estate market. Allegations of exploitation by individuals with CCP-connected corporate roles. Broader implications for the U.S. housing market, local communities, and national security. Key findings: 1. Florida's real estate vulnerabilities. Outdated recording practices. Florida's property system relies heavily on manual recordings, minimal verification processes, and outdated documentation standards. This creates opportunities for forgery of deeds and property documents, backdating transactions to establish adverse possession claims, exploitation by individuals with advanced knowledge of legal loopholes, dynastic trust structures, generational skipping trusts, GSTs, and dynastic trusts, while tax efficient, can be weaponized to obscure property ownership and bypass safeguards. Allegations against key individuals. Powell Amora,
Associate General Counsel, Club Med North America,
alleged to have exploited outdated legal frameworks to manipulate family trust agreements. Her role at Club Med links her indirectly to Fosun International, a CCP-connected conglomerate, raising questions about her potential misuse of corporate law expertise. Stella Suarez Rita, alleged complicity in trust mismanagement and property transaction irregularities, including forgery and document fraud. Number 3. Foreign influence concerns. CCP connection via Fosun International. Fosun International, Club Med's parent company, is required by Chinese law to maintain an internal CCP committee. U.S. intelligence agencies have identified Fosun as a vector for CCP geopolitical objectives, including acquiring strategic assets like real estate. The alleged involvement of Fosun employees or affiliates raises concerns about potential large-scale disruptions in Florida's real estate sector. Local and national implications. Community impact. Mismanagement of properties and dynastic trusts could lead to foreclosures and evictions of dozens of families. Reassessments and rising property taxes, worsening Florida's housing crisis. A breakdown in public trust in Florida's real estate systems. National security risk. Exploitation of these vulnerabilities could provide hostile foreign actors with tools to launder money, evade taxes, or destabilize housing markets. Create avenues for economic destabilization in strategically significant regions. Strategic recommendations. 1. Legal reform and oversight. Modernize recording practices. Implement mandatory digital recording and verification of property transactions. Introduce blockchain-based systems to track property ownership. Tighten trust laws. Limit discretionary powers of trustees. Require mandatory third-party audits of high-value trusts. Enhance regulatory safeguards. Establish stricter cross-jurisdictional property controls to mitigate risks posed by ancillary trustees. 2. Targeted investigations. Investigate the roles of Palomar and Stella Suarez Rita in the alleged fraud and mismanagement of trust assets. Review Fosun International's activities in Florida, focusing on real estate transactions tied to Club Med. Audit high-risk transactions involving foreign-owned entities or CCP-connected corporations. 3. Policy initiatives to counter CCP influence. Restrict foreign ownership in strategic markets. Enforce limits on real estate purchases by foreign entities in critical regions. Transparency mandates. Require corporations with foreign ties to disclose ownership structures in compliance with U.S. laws. 4. Public awareness campaigns. Educate property owners and local governments about fraud and foreign influence risks in Florida's real estate market. Launch a state-level task force to address vulnerabilities and promote legislative reforms. Conclusion: Florida's real estate market, while a major economic driver, is increasingly vulnerable to exploitation due to systemic weaknesses in its legal frameworks. Allegations of fraud and foreign influence elevate these risks to matters of national security. Without decisive action, these issues could destabilize the U.S. housing market and erode public trust. This is a call for immediate reforms, investigations, and vigilance to protect Florida's communities, preserve national security, and uphold the integrity of the American real estate system. Contact. For more data, evidence, or documentation, please email me at cryptochick@gmx.com using an encrypted email address or government email, as this is a matter of national security.